Hi food lovers, I'm Tommy. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm gonna show you how to make the perfect pizza dough. So if you wanna make your own pizza dough like a professional, stay with me because I'm gonna show you how to make it. You know, there is no right recipe for pizza because you can put anything you like it on top. But you know what is the real flavor? The dough. Today I will show you how to make a pizza dough for 4 pizzas. But while we are doing it, I'm gonna explain you how to modify the recipe depending on your need. Pizza dough is so easy to make it because it's made with only flour, water, salt and yeast. But there's some technique that I'm gonna show you. Okay, let's get started. For this recipe, I'm going to use a stand mixer, but if you don't have a stand mixer, it's okay because you can make your dough by hand. In many dough recipes, they will recommend you to use warm water. This is boost the rising of the dough in very fast time, but when you're making pizza, you need to use cold water because you want a slow rise. This is to create the most airy and delicious crust you have ever tasted. Now let's measure 386 milliliters of cold water. Always start with the water, then add 18 grams of sea salt and stir it until completely dissolved. Never put yeast in salty water because yeast doesn't like salty water. The salt will damage the yeast, preventing the dough from rising. So you need to make the buffer between the salt and the yeast. The way we do that is that we put 33% of our Caputo Tipo 00 pizza flour that we are going to use. In this case, it is 196 grams and we put it in the water and stir it until completely dissolved. So at this stage we add 3 grams of Caputo dry yeast and the remaining 399 grams of flour into the bowl and set it on the mixer. Knead the dough for 20 minutes. So, what if you want to make pizza dough for 6 or maybe more people? Then you need to customize your recipe. That is why it is best to work with percentages. So if you want to make the best pizza dough, you need to use 100% of Tipo 00 flour, 65% of water, 3% salt and 0.5% yeast. Let me explain you this on an easier way. If you use 1 kilo of flour, the 65% of water will be 650 milliliters, the 3 grams of salt will be 30 grams, and the 0.5% of the yeast will be 5 grams. Those are the exact parameters you need to use to get the perfect dough. Now it's time to take the dough out of the bowl, put a little bit flour on your working surface, and shape the dough into a ball. Now get a plastic container and brush it up with olive oil, then put it in the bowl and also give your dough ball a thin layer of olive oil. This will prevent your dough from drying. Then close the plastic container and let it rest at room temperature for 2 hours. After 2 hours, get your dough out of the container and portion into 4 pieces. For medium-sized pizza, the weight of the dough ball should be between 240 and 260 grams. Now make the dough balls and place them on a baking tray, brush it with a little bit of olive oil and cover them with cling film. After that, leave them away to rest for 6 hours at room temperature. This is the most basic way to make a pizza dough, but the result will surprise you. Trust me. So this, guys, is a perfect pizza dough. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. And don't forget, good food is good mood.